G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on dry Arabia to witness two of the world's best players go head to head in this EGCTV game. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in on the north side of the map, the color red, playing as the Byzantines, it's MarineLorD. And on the south side of the map, in the color purple, playing as the Chinese, representing Team Elephant, it's Louis MT. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. It is an absolute pleasure to have your company here today. Let's get to it. We're going to follow around our starting scouts and see exactly how they're doing, as both players are looking to mirror each other, moving towards the middle, and both moving in that, I guess, Louis' gone for a northerly direction, and MarineLorD's gone for a southerly direction, so both of them looking now to loop around. We'll wait and see exactly how it plays out, but let's talk a little bit about updates. I've quickly checked in with MarineLorD, and it turns out, I don't know exactly what's happened there, but he is no longer part of Izzy Dream. So I guess, you know, typically when esports contracts are signed, they're signed for a period of time. They might have a thing like a renew clause if both parties are willing to go ahead with it, and I guess perhaps they weren't willing to do it. So that's where we're at. MarineLorD is no longer playing for Izzy Dream, but he is now a free agent, which means that, well, I guess Team Elephant could snatch him up. Would be cool to see him playing with all the Chinese guys. But look, we've got an exciting game for us here today. I'm excited to see exactly how Louis looks to play it. Let's take a look and see what the start is going to be, and we continue to see this change in Chinese meta. So back in the good old days, the Chinese used to get their early Imperial official out, and that was even after the changes to the Imperial Academy, where you would get the you got access to training Imperial officials at the Imperial Academy. People still went for that early Imperial official because it just kind of made sense, right? Because you had these sheep that you started off with, and you can extend the life of those sheep. You could get more food out of them by having that. But what people have started to realize is, well, hold on a minute, what you can do is go for that early Imperial Academy and get a very quick Imperial official out, and then that way you don't actually lose a villager by training the Imperial official. And that's where we've pretty much seen every single Chinese player look to take advantage of that. So obviously Louis going to be picking that up here. We see the Imperial Academy getting thrown down in the back of the base. Nice little spot he's got here, and he's going to be making sure that the mill is not too far away from the berries, but obviously he's still going to need to throw down a second mill. Let's check in on that north side. MarineLorD going to be looking to throw down the Grand Winery on his berry bush. No real surprise there. This landmark is, I think, considered to be the standard, at least for the moment. We have seen Louis actually mix it up with the Byzantines. We did see him go into the Hippodrome, which is a really cool strategy to do, but definitely feels like it might be match-up dependent. So anyway, age ups are coming through at this stage. Both going to be very early. We've got 4 villages on the Imperial Academy, 4 on the Grand Winery, so both of these guys very keen to get up to the next age. Now, what are we going to see? I suspect we're probably going to see a little bit of a tendency for players to move towards castle age. I think when Louis scouts out that Grand Winery especially, I mean, he's probably just going to know what's going to happen, right? Like in this matchup especially. I think another thing to note is that you can look to go for a 2TC in this matchup. However, you have to be very careful of the Byzantines. The Byzantines have got quite a lot of power in that early castle age, and if you do let them get those relics, it is going to mean that you've got some trouble around that 15 to 20 minute mark. So we'll have to see whether Louis is going to look to try and match that castle age, or whether he's just going to be happy playing it out in the feudal age with a 2TC style. Age up now coming through on that north side, the MarineLorD. He's aged up to the feudal age. Not a bad timing. Have a look how early these guys are aging up as well. Both of them before 3 minutes 50, which is historically a very early age up. And we do see villagers now beginning to move out over onto the stone as well. I wonder if this is for second TCs. I feel like it's probably not, but he does have a fair bit of wood stacked up in the bank here, with 5th villager moving out over here. So we could potentially see that second TC on the cards, and Louis is going to spot this out now. How does he react? Does he look to go into a second TC himself? It could be the case, but that's a lot of villagers on gold. I think this might be a fast castle. Does he look... Now, this is my question. Does he look to stop by at the Barbican? Because going for the Barbican, it feels natural, right? Like, you want to go for the Barbican because Song Dynasty's good, and having a Barbican's good. It's nice to defend yourself with a Barbican. Nice little 3 sheep right there. MarineLorD, no need to brag, mate. It feels nice going for the Barbican, but it does delay your castle age quite a bit. And I think you've got to really ask that question, you know, is the Barbican going to give me a bonus? I guess the alternative, or not the alternative, but the other thing to note is that you will be looking for a, or you will have a faster train time on your villagers as well. But it also kind of means that you'll be spending more villagers or more resources on villagers. So I guess that's probably a negative way. But you know, it all depends on what you're looking for, what you want, and it looks like it's going to be a second TC coming out from MarineLorD, so not going to be looking for a focus on that Castle Age villagers. Now beginning to move out over towards the berry patch over on this west side here, so not looking to focus for that Castle Age. And now have a look at this. Louis' response is immediately going to be going for that second town center villager with your ice skates on. Get them off, girl. There we go. They're off now. But that was enough to get that second TC up. Not the fastest second TC. I think we've seen TCs coming out from Crackety here at about 4 minutes 40, I want to say, maybe 4:35, somewhere around that region. So MarineLorD's obviously not the fastest on the age up, but has gone for the wheelbarrow. That's something to note. The early wheelbarrow has been secured, but it's a minute later than what a normal TC might be. Meanwhile, on this side of the map, Louis, he's pretty close to that second TC. Well, actually, no, I take it back. He's nowhere near to that second TC. So both of these players, and this is the part that always boggles my mind, like, just to explain a little bit about me. So, my background, originally, I played Total Annihilation. I played TA with my dad for a long time. And as you grow up, you kind of find your feet, right? And I played Age of Empires 3, and I met a really good friend. His name's Braden. And we became world champions together in Age of Empires 3, and we started branching out. We played like Red Alert 3, and we played, one of the things that we played was StarCraft. And one of the things that I learned very early on in StarCraft, because we played on the, I think it's called the I-Cup, or IC Cup, one of the things that we learned very quickly is that even at the lower levels, your play is indistinguishable from the high level up until like the 5th or the 6th or even the 7th minute. And one of the big ways to tell the difference between, say, somebody who was B League and someone who was A League was how long they could carry out a specific, not a build order, but a specific play style, and not really appear different from the top level player. And I guess the reason why I'm saying this, or the point I'm trying to make here, is that you've got two of the world's best players, Louis MT, MarineLorD, arguably, not even arguably, objectively both in the top 5. And both of them going with really, really slow second town centers, right? Like, if we were to compare them to the same sort of metric that we use for StarCraft, and that's original Brood War, you would have to say that these guys are these guys are down in the D tier, maybe the E tier. It's not the highest one. I will say that much. But it's just interesting though, because I guess there's just so many other aspects to Age of Empires than there are to StarCraft. That's obviously not a slight at StarCraft. It's more of just a way to say, you know, hey, look, Age of Empires 4. It's pretty complex. There's a lot going on for it. It's more than just getting your. But I guess at the same time, maybe StarCraft Brood War was pretty well solved. What year was that? That was probably like 2007, 2008 that we were playing. So I think Brood War was pretty well solved at that point. I think StarCraft 2 would go on to be announced, or not even go on to be announced. It must be going on to release a little bit after that. Maybe it's a bit before then. When did StarCraft 2 get released? I feel like I was 18 years old when that happened. So that must have been around that 2008 mark. So who knows? Maybe we were prepping for StarCraft 2. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, let's get to the game. We got ourselves 2 TCs on each side of the map. I thought they'd be going for Castle Ages, but it doesn't really look like it's that way. Both of them going to be playing a little bit more economy focused here. And I think if anything, this does favor Louis MT, because you keep in mind he does have 2 town centers, but they're actually operating like 2.66 town centers. So every minute, Louis making 8 villages, where every minute MarineLorD's only making 6 villages. So, you know, over a 10-minute period, MarineLorD is going to be at a 20-villager disadvantage, and we can already start to see that building with Louis up by 4 villagers at this early stage in the game. And that's only going to continue to get worse the longer this game goes on. Meanwhile, into the middle of the map, we do see the Longbow, Lament, and Knight combo. Not looking to go into Javelins here for MarineLorD, which is interesting because we have seen Javelins be very, very potent for the Byzantines recently. They've been very, very good, but a lot of vills here on gold. Imperial. Castle Age going to be coming through shortly, almost certainly. Barbican's in a really good spot, actually. I do like this, the way it covers the gold and somewhat covers the stone as well. But you always got to be really careful with longbows. Arrow slits are through, or rather the hand cannon slits are through here for Louis. So we should be able to protect this relatively well. He's got a lovely little position over towards this west side, just very, very defensive. He can get a whole bunch of walls in here. In fact, he's got a pretty decent spawn with the way that it's going. But there we can see the outpost not really providing too much cover right there, as the villagers do copper a decent round. Astronomical clock tower coming up in the back of the base here for Louis. Now, one of the things I would say, it's one of those things where it's like, this is an objective mistake in my opinion. astronomical clock tower next to the Imperial Academy. Back in the day, you used to get a 32 gold back for every siege unit you made, but then they reduced it at some point to 8. So it's only doubling 8 to 16, and when you're paying like 500 resources for your unit, it's really not much. So basically, this is wasting a lot of space that could just be barracks or something like that. But anyway, we'll worry about that a little less, because as we've earlier discussed, it's much less about the minutiae in Age of Empires 4 and much more about the overarching strategy and decision making that we can see that really powers this. And now MarineLorD, obviously his opponent's gone up to Castle Age. He's still pumping out units, so we see Lametanai coming through. He's got 31 villages, 32 villages on food at the moment, so he's got quite the income going, sitting at about 900 food a minute. Louis, though, matching him on that same amount. He's got plenty of villages out here. But slowly and steadily, Louis is working on that villager lead. Palace Guard's now going to be coming out for him. Keep in mind, veterancy is going to take some time to come through from MarineLorD. He's going to obviously have to age up before he does anything of the sort. Up towards that top side. A single horseman comes through, but it will be met by a couple of Lametanai. They will be fortunately able to take out that horseman, and Louis comes up empty-handed as the Golden Horn Tower is now going to be coming down in the front of the base, making sure it's well within that influence of the system. And now the Lametanai looking to dive underneath the outpost. Keep in mind, they do have that shield wall that they're going to be throwing up. Palace Guard's running through. He's looking to try and do a bit of damage on the front. +2 ranged armor is already through here for Louis MT, so he knows exactly what is up in this, what is happening in this situation. Needs to make sure he gets that ranged armor just to deal with those longbows. But you can see the longbows, unfortunately, not able to do that much damage against the Palace Guards. He's going to continue pumping out. How many barracks have we got back here? It's only the 2 barracks for the moment, but is starting to really pump out these units. Do we have Imperial officials? Lancer also out inside the base of MarineLorD. Looks like he's picked up a longbow. Horseman is behind, and the wall's now starting to come up. Definitely the right call for MarineLorD to get these walls up. He's got a really wallable base. This is absolutely beautiful, getting these walls up here and then just playing defense on this western side of the base. But Palace Guards causing a little bit of havoc here. The age up comes through. Expect to see crossbows coming out any second from him. You can see the double archery range has been thrown down. These crossbows are going to be very effective against this unit combo that Louis is throwing out at the moment. And I'm wondering if Louis is just going to be playing the Palace Guard only strategy. We've seen time and time again this strategy find success, and it is very difficult to stop just simply because of the diminishing returns that you get from crossbows, whereas Palace Guards, they're just the gift that keeps on giving. It's the unit that, to be honest, kind of needs a little bit of a nerf. But hey, I'm not going to jump up and down too loudly for a Palace Guard nerf. We'll say that. I'll say that much. I do love my Chinese. I love my Yushi legacy, and I definitely love my Palace Guards. I'll be honest with you guys. I dream about Palace Guards all day. I dream about Palace Guards. No, not all day. It's a significant portion of the day though. Lancer towards the top side. Going to get teed off on those longbows. Upgrades starting to come through. Have a look at this. Eco upgrades for Louis. Meanwhile, on the side of MarineLorD, we're starting to see military upgrades. Big walls coming across the map. Have a look at the size of this one. Louis is not playing any onion defense today, Drongo. He is just going to wall the entirety of the map. I feel like we're watching a Demu game. You know, Demu's the kind of guy that does this. I remember watching a Demu game once. I think he had about 1,200 stone in the bank, and he just literally drew a wall from this corner over to here. Just one click. That was it. Just clicked it, and that was it. Wall done. And the best part is the wall came up. I still remember the game. It was on what was that map? Basin. That was a good map. That was an EGC TV map, which, by the way, if I haven't already told you guys, make sure you check out EGC TV this weekend at 15 GMT on Saturday and Sunday, because that's where this game comes from. This is, of course, an EGC TV game, but we're going to see those relics get denied out. MarineLorD going to be picking up his first relic there, denying out one of those middle map relics. Villager advantage slowly building here for Louis. He has lost 3 workers this game already, but of course he doesn't really mind that much. He's got plenty pumping off these town centers and able to keep a pretty decent food economy going as well. We're yet to see that farm transition, but it should be coming through pretty shortly. He's got at the 14-minute mark and a lot of vills moving forward. What's he doing here? Oh, okay, I see what he's got going on right here. A little bit of an awkward movement here. Villagers could have just like come down, built the gate, and then built the mill, rather than doing it the other way. But we'll worry about that a little bit later. Meanwhile, I think we might have ourselves a little bit of action over on the other side of the map. Let's get a bit of an idea on what's going on over there. You can see that town center is under pressure. Meanwhile, inside the base of MarineLorD, we do have these lancers just causing havoc. We'll ride back in on that bottom side and see how we're doing as the Palace Guards make their way forward. looking to try and clean up some of those Varangian guards, but they're just trying to scare off lots of villagers actually getting taken out on the wood line. And we do start to see the makings of that dream Chinese composition. Of course, the nest of bees and the palace guards. What more do you need? Realistically, what more do you need? It is a combo made in heaven, that is for sure. Anyway, looks like Louis is going to be supervising up the gold. This is a really smart move, and I do like this a lot. I think that even if you've only got like 10 villagers on your gold, you should be supervising it just so it lasts longer and you're getting more gold out of it. Because when it comes to Age of Empires 4, gold is a really important resource, and it becomes a lot about how much you can make your gold last. So I think, oh, are they? Wait. Do Akritoid defense not have torches? Do they just stab stuff? Did you guys saw that, right? They weren't torching, they were stabbing. Is that how it's meant to be? I feel like that was a bug. Look at this. Look at this. They're just stabbing. I never seen this before. They're just stabbing. Hold on. If he gets this fortification through, is the fortification going to give him fire damage? Oh, now they got their torches out. They're like, oh, that's right. Oh, Drongo, yeah, he totally forgot about the torches. Meanwhile, he's bought time. Have a look at this. The palace guard's going to get there. Villager, nowhere to be seen, but geez Louise, you got to start asking questions about these villagers and their Akritoid defense. I wonder if that works out better or worse with that, because I feel like that's a bug. Sure, hold on. Armed villagers with stronger weapons and increase their armor by +2 for 30 seconds. I don't know if that's a stronger weapon. I feel like burning a building with a torch is probably a stronger weapon than stabbing it with a stick, but I'm an Age of Empires 4 player, not an Age of Empires 2 player. How are you coming in here? Don't you dare get out of here. How does that even happen? We just spot a random wolf. I don't know. I really don't know. All right, so what's the game plan from here? You guys might be wondering, what's the game plan from here? Louis, he's got a simple game plan, right? It's very, very simple. Make more palace guards, make more nest of bees, push to 200 out of 200 population, get your big economy going down here of farms. That's a really important thing. And then transition to Imperial Age. Once you're in Imperial, you get your 3 palace guard upgrades, and then you just laugh at your opponent as you run your palace guards all over the map. Is Louis going to look to that? How is MarineLorD going to stop it? MarineLorD's numbers are looking good. And I'd love to see... Oh, excuse me. I'd love to see him respect the siege from his opponent and move into some springalds. I think that's really, really important. But it looks like he might even be bypassing that. We see double barracks being thrown, triple barracks being thrown down right here. And the archery range. So a lot of production is getting put down here for MarineLorD. And I'm starting to think he might just be going all in the Castle Age with Varangian Guard, crossbows, longbows, all the good stuff. Relic total count 3 to MarineLorD, 2 to Louis MT. So despite being up earlier, look at this. Look at this. He might be in trouble here, as both of these food sources will be denied from him. There's a lot back here. He's going to fall back and throw a keep down. Not the best position to put a keep in, but I think he realizes he is outnumbered and outgunned. It is a classic case of just the Byzantine economy really powering up at this stage. All that olive oil now being converted into free units. He got 26 longbows on the field. That's pretty decent. And the keep now coming online will mean that he has to be forced, or he will be forced back away from this. Nice little combo that we've got down here. You can see that we've got this little position here, this little valley of death, if you will. But now, Palace Guard's getting cleaned up by the Varangian Guards. Keep in mind, at any point, the Varangian Guards could look to put down a transport ship. Yeah, you forgot about that, didn't you? I forgot about it until I realized they could do a nest of bees! I saw it! I saw it on my other screen. I saw the nest of bees lighten up. And I just quickly came back here as they fire off and kill 6 Ronald McDonald. Have a look at that. I tell you what, there's not been a sadder day in the history of McDonald's than today. That is... It's a sad, sad sight to see. Yeah. I guess they got supersized. Anyway, let's continue. Sorry. Let's continue moving forward here. Drongo, try and avoid the Ronald McDonald's. Okay, so this is great from MarineLorD Siege Workshop. He's seen the nest of bees. He's been like, okay, that's 3 nest of bees. I should probably respond to that. But this is actually a really cool move, because now it's going to take time for MarineLorD to actually get those springalds out. And then when he pushes the springalds, he actually has to have something that can deal with the keeps. Because guess what? Louis, this is not going to be his only keep. In fact, I suspect he's probably going to be looking for another keep on this top side. Probably right here would be good because it protects the gold. And then that way, even though he's got the gold in the back here, you want to have a secondary gold towards the front that you can look to try and keep. So, okay, he's gonna play a little bit more defensive. I like this. Now, why is this important? This is important because what this does is it buys Louis time. And that's exactly exactly what he wants. He wants to get to Imperial Age, and by putting these nest of bees underneath the keep, there's nothing you can do, because we don't want to dive the keep. And the Springolds, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to go underneath that keep. The Varangian Guards definitely can. So at this stage of the game, we've got more Palace Guards towards the top side. 4 or 5 nest of bees now joining the battle. That's a lot of nest of bees, especially when you've got villagers here as well. It's a little bit scary, but there's not a lot of infantry down here. A couple more units on the south side, and realistically, Louis doesn't have a lot to defend this, and MarineLorD's going to have to fire out. That's a lot of units here, isn't it? Like, that is seriously a large amount of units. MarineLorD is outnumbering him at this stage a massive amount. What is that? 2 to 1. Jeez Louise. I'm starting to get... Jeez Louise? More like Jeez Louis. Sorry, I shouldn't have. That was... No, I should have. That was beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, have a look at this. We got a lovely farming economy here. Not a fan of the layout, I'll say that much. You know, this stone outcropping, the fact that we're offset by a single tile here absolutely kills me. But Louis, I'll let you live your best life, my friend. So now Louis, he looks for Imperial Age. And the Keeps have done a wonderful job. And I think right now we are seeing the beginnings of just the master plan coming through from Louis. But have a look at this. MarineLorD actually might be looking to jump the gun. Not only is he up on military population and up on population in general, but he's also up on that age up. So both players will be probably looking to click up here very, very soon. Now, who does this favor? Does it favor MarineLorD or does it favor Louis? Oh, I don't know. I feel like it probably favors Louis the longer the game goes on, just because the Chinese are notoriously difficult to deal with in the late game. But there are ways to deal with them, and if there's anyone who's going to find a way, it's going to be MarineLorD. Great Wall Gatehouse now going to be coming down as well. Where's he opting for this one? Is it towards the top side? No, I don't even know where it is. Oh, it's going to be back here. So he's looking to defend the farms from any kind of raids with the Great Wall Gatehouse. So Varangian Guards, that sort of stuff, that'll be blocked out here. But meanwhile, on that top side, there's the age up through now for MarineLorD. Both players heading towards... Look at this cheeky little wall. Both players heading towards that Imperial Age. No upgrades through just yet. He's got plenty of gold in the bank there. We saw him actually... I don't know if he did a trade or what he did there, but he just had about 800 gold that just plonked into his coffers. And there's the elite upgrade. So elite crossbows, elite Varangian Guard, and elite mercenaries, which will give him upgrades to those longbowmen, and of course to those lance connector. He's got 10 of them on the field at the moment. Little bit of a pressure, but now we're going to see that keep thrown down here for Louise, looking to secure up the gold. This is a really smart move, and to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that MarineLorD hadn't actually thrown a keep down on this just yet. Meanwhile, towards the top, we do see more Palace Guards entering inside the base of his opponent. Varangian Guards now going to be sieging down the outpost. Villager will be taken out by the Springald placement on the outpost towards the north. Archers in the middle of the map, looking to clean up the Palace Guards. We'll be able to find it. Upgrades are starting to come through. Elite Palace Guards, Imperial Palace as well, which means Yuan Dynasty, and that means very, very fast Palace Guards. And now Louis looks to try and overwhelm his opponent. MarineLorD's had difficulty finding an area to attack. Second layer of walls now starting to come up for Louis, securing a decent position here. Could think about trade, won't need it at the moment. He's got plenty of gold to choose from out on this map. He's only just taken the big gold, but always, you know, securing up a nice little trade run is always important. Plenty of units out now at the moment for MarineLorD. Louis up by about 30 economic units. Army value in favor of Louis, despite being down a couple population. I don't know exactly how that works. It's probably bugged. That's how that works. And we do see that extra barrel. He's going to be coming in. Additional barrels now going to be coming in for the nest of bees. This is quite a lot of siege on the field. And keep in mind, MarineLorD didn't actually get any Springalds out. Instead, opting for a siege upgrade. I suspect this was just because he didn't have enough population. Nest of bees looking to fire off, teeing off towards that front line. He's got to be careful. MarineLorD doesn't have any way to deal with these nest of bees. And Louis, I'm taking to show him the right way. Have a look at this. What is going on? Throwing away units. Springalds in queue. Where are they? Wait, MarineLorD has 4 nest of bees in queue? Oh, I didn't even realize. He went for the foreign engineering company. I didn't even make 2 thoughts about that. We've got nest of bees versus nest of bees. It's the knob off. We got the first... This is the first case of docking on a non-water map that we're about to see, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, God. We are getting absolutely cursed. Now, Varangian Guards have been elite upgraded. No elite army tactics just yet. Nest of bees now starting to push off those villagers from the middle. Oh, we got nest of bees on nest of bees. You'll love to see it. So many nest of bees here. MarineLorD needs a response to this. Varangian Guards will be pretty effective. He needs to get the charge on those Varangian Guards into the nest of bees. That's the way that he deals with this, but he's really having trouble. example, MarineLorD being torn apart. Springald also coming out here. No roller shutter triggers just yet. It's going to force back these Springalds from with the Palace Guards. And now Crossbow's going after the nest of bees. I'll be honest, guys, this is probably not the fight. This is the classic case of bringing a knife to a gunfight, and you found out the hard way exactly what it's like. Villages, as well as a lens connect or two up here on this north. We've got action all over the map right now, and what? You're just going to finish the game right there? Louis MT just winning the game through base defense, slow, methodical play. We don't even get to see the docking situation. Fellas, go check out EGC TV this weekend. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit confused, but MarineLorD obviously knew his time was up.